Hello everyone, happy Easter. That starts tomorrow. It's a busy weekend for a lot of people. It's April already, I can't believe it. But I am impressed with myself for it being the 4th month of the year, and I'm still checking in like I promised myself I would at the start of the year. Excuse me, chest isn't brilliant at the moment, but so that's good. That's a good thing on my part. So with it being Easter, one of the things I got done this month was I made these, because I've got my 2 grandsons who are 2 and 4 in a couple of weeks, and their cousin Frank, who will be 6 next month, 6 in January, or was he 6 this January? I can't remember. 6 this January, I think. He's coming down with his mum and dad from Yorkshire. They're coming down tonight. They'll be arriving tonight. They're coming to stay with us for a few days so they can catch up with the family. So the 3 boys, they've got one of these to find in the garden, along with all the eggs and plastic eggs and chocolate eggs and little packets of Haribos and whatever my daughter has sorted for them. All I had to do was make something for them. I thought they'd like them, so we'll see. They'll probably be more impressed with the chocolate, but there we go. I've done them. I wanted to make them a little something to take home with them. This last month was a bit of a short month for me because we had friends over from Ireland for a week, so that meant no sewing. But I did, immediately after that, I had booked to go to Hampshire Sewing Circle's Social Day, which was an all-day event. And because of my friends being over, I didn't have time to get nervous and talk myself out of it. And I'm so glad I went because everyone was very lovely. Most of them were dressmaking. I just sat because being busy, I'd not had time to prepare anything. So I just sat and prepared my English paper piecing projects for that month. So it was a really nice chilled out day where I could just decompress after having lots of visitors for the week. So that was nice. So these we had 3 blocks to do for the Alice Caroline Flower Garden block of the month. This month we had 3 blocks. So there was this lovely green one. That was really nice. There was a really nice blue one. And there was this lovely pink one. And I don't know if you remember, but I got very excited when I saw this sort of Art Deco-y green fabric. And I was hoping there might be enough to fussy cut, but there wasn't. But that's fine because it all looks lovely. I think I'm going to start sewing all the blocks together as they come in the order that Alice Caroline have put the blocks together on the chart for us, because it will be a lot less to do when I've got all the blocks at the end. And they've designed the quilt, they've put it together. It works how they've done it. I am seeing more and more of the finished quilts of the people who did it last year, and they're finishing up their quilts and they've quilted them now and they're starting to show them on the socials. And I really like the look of the quilt. So I think I'm just going to do it in the order they've sent them to me and put them all together as I go. So that will be nice to see. I think after this, we've got some this month. I think if I've got, this is the plan. The ones darker are the ones I've done. So if this month we get the 2.5, these 2 and that half block, I'll have done almost a third of the quilt. So it'd be quite nice to see it all together, and I can just get it out and look at it. But that will be the whole quilt. What else have I done this month? I finished quilting and backing my advent blocks, my EPP advent blocks. So I've backed them with a grey grunge that I found in my stash. I've done some half triangles, half hexies that I need to straighten up the sides. And this was the grey I had in my stash, this grunge. I couldn't remember what colour it was called, what code number it was. I looked on the selvage, what was left of the selvage, and it wasn't on there. So I didn't want to try and order the same, because if it wasn't quite the same, it was going to look like a mistake. So I thought I'll be deliberate and go for something completely different for my setting triangles, because that's all I've got left to quilt, and then I can put the whole thing together. So I got this dark blue, which actually goes with the dark blue in some of the fabrics. So I think it will look nice. So I've got some setting blocks prepared, setting triangles. These are going around all the hexagons, and then they'll all interlock together. So those ones are prepped and ready to sew. These ones I've still got left to prep, and then I can sew them. And then once that's done, I've just got to sew it all together, which I really enjoy doing. I'm going to lay it all out, make sure I've got everything in the right colour, take a photo, and then I know what one I'm sewing to what one, and get them in the right order so it looks fairly even. But I'll be really pleased to see the end of it. Not in a bad way. I've enjoyed doing it so much, but it will be nice to get another quilt done. I think I might take the old Union flag I've got on the back of the sofa in there. I might take that off and put this one on the back. We'll see if it goes, see if it looks okay. But yes, I think, I finished my bag pattern I was working on. This is it. This will be the bag I'm teaching in July at the sewing retreat in Coventry. So I'm glad that all worked out. I did make another one, and partway through making it, I had a bright idea, which wasn't so bright, it turned out. And I thought, I might taper the sides a little bit. And then I did that. And then, of course, it threw out the size of the piece I'd cut for the bottom of the bag. So then I had to make changes to that. And then I wasn't happy with what I was doing, but I persevered and pushed on and just got it finished. And I thought, no, just stick with the original plan. That wasn't a brilliant idea. So I made that one, and I'm really pleased with this one. I really like it. It's got lots of zips. It's called the Zippity. It's got a nice full closure, a nice bright lining. There's a slip pocket inside. There's the 2 zip pockets on the front. They're separate pockets. It's not one big pocket. And there's a big pocket on the back. You can get your phone in. And a short strap. You can either carry it by your hand, it can go on your shoulder. But what I liked most was these side pieces, side connectors. I really like that because it enclosed the zip nicely at both ends, like that. And it just made it a fully sealed bag, which was nice. I liked it. I've been using it for the last few days, and it's a really nice size to take out and about. So that's my new favourite bag at the moment. I'm going to make one in, what did I think? I was thinking, when I was up in the night, again, all these ideas buzz around in my head, and I was thinking, oh, I could use that. I'll make one out of that, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was. But it will come back to me. And I'm going to make a few. So I'm going to make one out of quilt cotton, quilted onto some wadding, I think, because I like the slouchiness. I might make some out of more heavyweight furnishing fabric, and see what that comes out like, and then I can take all those samples to the class, just to show people what they're like. But I think that is it. This month coming up, we've got the Easter weekend, so I probably won't get my next block of the month until the earliest, I would say, next weekend, or maybe the beginning of the week after, because with it being bank holidays, they probably won't be posting anything out until next week. They've got to, you know, take your payment first and then organise all the postage. So that might not come in for at least a week. I have got a sewing retreat the middle of the month. So that will be 4 days I'm away for. So yeah, I'm taking my embroidery machine this time because I'm doing a machine embroidery workshop all about perfect placement, with a fabulous guy called Jamie, who just knows what to do and how to do things. And I have used perfect placement. It hasn't always been perfect, so I'm hoping he can give me a few tips to help me get it perfect, or see what I'm not seeing. Sometimes I think it's my eyes, they're not great at focusing. So I don't know if it's my eyes letting me down or if there's just something I'm not quite doing. But anyway, I'm looking forward to that. And once I've done that, then I think I might start attacking the bag of shame, which is a bag full of all my quilt tops I've made that I need to layer up and get quilted. And that was one of my missions this year, was to finish quilts off. But if I can get the perfect placement right, I can let the embroidery machine quilt them, because all I've got to do is keep moving the fabric through the hoop and then let it quilt it in whatever design I choose. So that will be nice to get some of those done. I think I might, if I get time this month, I might start pulling some of them out of the bag and see what ones I want to tackle first. And I've also got my dilly flower quilt that I need to layer up and quilt, and then that's another quilt done as well. So lots of quilting this month, more than anything else. But there we go. That's what's been happening in my little part of the world. Not an awful lot. Not an awful lot happens in mine. I did manage to put together a little Tykes car. Took me yesterday and today, and I needed help from my husband and my son-in-law because there was just some bits I just could not snap together. But so yeah, that's sitting outside. That was it. I was having a chuckle to myself the other day. I started putting it, I was in the house all on my own. I thought, right, I'll put his car together. How hard can it be? Oh, have any of you ever done one? Looks easy, but I mean, you know, give me fabric, vinyl, leather, zips, interfacing, bulky stuff. I can sew all that and come out with a bag. But could I snap 2 bits of plastic together to make a car? No, I couldn't. But there we go. That's me for the month. So I hope you all have a lovely Easter weekend, and I will catch up with you soon. Bye.